Hi there, this is Ranjit and welcome to the Tech Q&A session for November 2024, where I'll be answering some of the tech-related questions that you guys have asked. And this time I took a variety of different questions, not just smartphones. Yes, there are particular questions regarding the smartphone, but a lot of questions regarding the new Mac with M4 processor, Mac Mini, and also regarding AI and stuff. So this will be actually a little bit different and interesting. Anyways, let's get on with this one. And the first question that I got is from Karan, and this is regarding the new M4 chip that Apple has released. Now that the M4 thoroughly beats all processors, Intel, AMD, Qualcomm, what's the future for Windows? How do you think the market will shape up? Karan, a very interesting question. And I think so Apple got a little bit aggressive with this M4 chip. The only reason is that now Qualcomm with this X Elite chip in Windows laptops is getting aggressive. And just recall, that was just their first generation chip. I'm looking forward to what Qualcomm will be doing next year with the next generation of that Elite chips. I just hope Microsoft takes the ARM architecture a little bit more seriously because again there are some compatibility issues, and especially games and stuff don't run properly on the ARM, even on the Mac as well as on the X Elite chips and stuff like that. But I would say after a long time, very interesting times for computing. We were just getting very minor bumps every year, 5% improvement, 6% improvement, 7% improvement in CPU, which is not noticeable. But now, because of the competition, everybody is pushing again and again. And if you recall, even if we talk about Apple, their Apple M3 chips were not that great, but only due to the competition that they were seeing from ARM and even Intel with the Lunar Lake chips, I think so, that pushed Apple to put out this M4. That's why it is beating everything. But again, it's good for the industry. We are seeing some real great competition now. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Rishad Sharma. Hey Ranjit, hope you are doing great. What are your thoughts on the Snapdragon 8 Elite? As I'm seeing throttling issue videos are popping up just like the Snapdragon 888 days. And do you think finally managed to do a drop with A18 or the A Pro? I just had access to one smartphone with the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, and that was also not a retail unit, it was a test unit. That's why I didn't post a lot about it. That is the Realme GT7 Pro. I've got the engineering sample of that runs the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and again it's not on the final software also. And yes, it's a blazingly fast phone, I would say. In everyday usage also, it's butter smooth. And in everyday regular usage, I haven't noticed any heating on that. But yes, when you start stressing it and run benchmarks and stuff like that, yes, it can get hot. But that is the same case even with this A18 or the Apple's latest iPhone 16 Pro. If you use the camera or something and you use intensively a benchmark, this also heats up like crazy. So I don't know. I don't want to comment too much about the Snapdragon 8 Elite as of now, because I wanted to do my actual testing of the thermals and throttling and all those things on a proper retail unit, not on a test engineering sample. Anyways, moving to the next one. But again, it's sure going to be a pretty powerful chip. But if you push it, I feel, push it and do the benchmarks, and yes, it'll heat up also quite a bit more because the raw processing power that it has is just insane for a smartphone. That chip can easily be put on a laptop, I feel. That powerful it is. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Tosei. How does the Mac Mini handle external monitors that aren't the Apple Studio display? Is there any noticeable drop in performance, or does it still work well for heavy tasks like video editing? Tosef, I am actually using the Mac Mini. In fact, prior to this, I was using MacBook Pro 16 connected to the external monitor, and I'm not using Apple Studio displays or anything. I'm using an 8-year-old LG ultra wide monitor, and it works brilliantly without an issue. In fact, I reviewed this monitor about 8 years ago and I'm still using it. I used it with the MacBook Pro. Now I'm using with the new Mac Mini M4 Pro. No issues. You can use any modern monitor if it has a HDMI port on it. The only thing to note is that some of the 4K monitors don't do scaling very well. So again, check before you're buying a particular monitor, how is the scaling for macOS. But Quad HD and stuff, it scales very well, and you can use any monitor that is having a HDMI port or even the modern Type C port for display and all this thing. You don't have to buy the Apple Studio display. I will not buy the Apple Studio display for just getting the display and using a Mac. Those are super expensive. Why will I spend that? I'll spend one third and get a comparable monitor. LG actually does make pretty good monitor. In fact, if I recall, BenQ also released just about 2 months ago a monitor specifically for, again, it works for Windows, of course, and even for Mac. So again, there are a lot of options. Next question, this is by Akhil. What's the phone of the year so far for you? This is a very tough question. I'll divide it into two, I would say, because I have two winners. One is in the premium segment. I would say earlier I thought I will give that vote to the iPhone 16 Pro. But sadly, I would say yesterday I encountered a major issue with the iPhone 16 Pro. Many of you actually wanted me to post my review of the XUV 700 car that I have purchased. Now it's been 3 months, so I thought yesterday I'll shoot the video. I started shooting the video with this one. Small clips, 2 minutes clip. But after about 10 odd minutes, when we were shooting the video, it shot the video, but the audio got corrupted. Second time we tried it, audio didn't record itself, and after 5 minutes it simply stopped recording the videos. So again, I've always said in my review also of the iPhone 16 Pro, when you use the camera even for 2 minutes, it gets uncomfortably hot. And yesterday, and this is not even summers, man, this is winters, and Hyderabad was cool, sitting in the car in AC. With that, it stopped recording. So again, if you're using the camera for critical work, I simply cannot trust this one. There, I was fortunately having the, this is the Pixel 9 Pro, and in those same conditions, I used this one for the recording the videos. And yes, I feel the video recording quality is slightly better on the iPhone 16 Pro, but this did not give me any issues whatsoever in that recording. It recorded everything fine. And I would say Pixel is not about the raw speeds or anything like that. If you're looking for raw speeds or something, go with the Snapdragon or wait for the Snapdragon 8 Elite phones that you'll be getting very, very soon. But in terms of practical day-to-day performance, I have to say I'm impressed with the Pixel Pro series this time. I even have the Pixel 9 Pro XL. As you can see, this is the 9 Pro XL. But to be very frank, I feel it's just too big. I'm not a big fan of very big phones. So I would say if I have to pick one smartphone of the year, this one, in the premium segment, personally for me, that will be the Pixel 9 Pro. And in the foldables, it will be the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, because it's way more practical to use than the Samsung Fold. I have both. So that's one for me. But again, these are pretty expensive phones. So if you would ask me in the premium affordable range, if one smartphone I would pick the smartphone for the year, that will be the OnePlus 12. I don't know the exact pricing of as of now, but I think so it was down to 63,000 or something. And for that price, that is an overall winner smartphone. Personally, for phone, I don't have it as of now. I had purchased it for review and I sold it after 4 odd months. But during those 4 months, it performed brilliantly without any issue. So that is one more smartphone that I really liked. Anyways, moving to the next one. Shailendra is asking Apple TV review. Yes, I can post a dedicated review if you guys want. But the gist of it is that the Apple TV is a product, I would say, for people who are having high-end home theaters up or high-end AV equipment. And to give you a comparable example, I was using the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K Max. I would say that's the best competitor that you have. And the 4K Max was for 5,800 rupees, whereas the Apple TV is almost 14,000 rupees. And both do almost the same job, I would say. So in terms of the output that you will get, it's exactly the same. Both also do support Dolby Vision. But again, the experience is very, very different. The Fire TV Stick 4K Max is like a great Android mid-range smartphone. Sometimes those ads, etc., pop up or something. Whereas the Apple TV is like a super premium product. That's different. So if you're willing to pay that super premium, then go with the Apple TV. And yes, in terms of fluidity, it is way more fluid. It's the most fluid UI experience I've seen on a TV. Even the Apple, the Fire TV Max, the latest one I purchased, which is having a faster processor, also cannot match that. So again, you get that premium fluid experience, but you're going to pay twice the amount for that. So that is what it is. So if you want to save money and get almost the same functionality, you can go with the Fire TV, stick 4K, it'll do the job. But again, it's like comparing with a high-end Android smartphone or with a mid-range premium Android smartphone. That is the experience difference that you'll get. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Prasantan. Sorry, I got your name wrong. I have a ZenBook and I use Android phones in my family. Also, everyone uses an Android. But for my siblings, I'm planning to buy a MacBook Air because of long-term reliability. What do you suggest a good Windows laptop from ASUS or MacBook Air? Again, decide on your ecosystem as you have told. If you're going back for the first time, yes, for the basic software like Word, Excel, alternatives of Word, Excel, etc., all preloaded. They come pre-installed. Even video editing software like iMovie, etc., are pre-installed. But you might have to buy some extra software if you're going first time towards a Mac. But again, it's very, very reliable. So it depends again based on your. But if you're looking for a Windows-based laptop, I would highly suggest go with any modern Windows laptop that is having the new Intel Lunar Lake chip. That is a game changer chip from Intel. In fact, if you check my channel, I had covered one of the laptops that is by ASUS that came with the Lunar Lake chip. It was a flagship one, that's why it's very, very expensive. But if you get any laptop, modern laptop with the Lunar Lake chip, it's one of the best chipset for laptops, period, for Windows. That's my frank opinion. But again, if you're trying to move towards the Apple ecosystem, the MacBook Air is a fabulous one. In fact, the MacBook Air will definitely get way more battery life. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Gaurav. How far are ARM-based CPUs from replacing x86 architecture CPUs? The ARM-based, CPUs have become very, very powerful now. Even in the Windows part, we have the X Elite and all those things. But one area where I still feel the x86 architecture is way ahead is in gaming. Many of the games simply do not run properly on the ARM-based, CPU. They need to port it, and all that will take a lot of time. But apart from that, if you're just looking for productivity work on all this thing, almost ARM-based, run all the popular productivity software and stuff like that. So again, if you're high into gaming and also into audio editing, some of the older audio editing hardware and something don't run properly with the ARM. But if that's not the case, that's fine, I would say. But gaming, many people ask me, even some people were asking me, should we get the new Mac Mini M4 for gaming? I would say not for gaming, because there are some games for on the Mac for ARM, but again, the library is limited to a handful of games. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is with Naga. He's asking, does Apple Care Plus is worth for iPhone? I'm a rough user and keep dropping phones frequently. Naga, I personally haven't purchased the Apple Care Plus any time, but I know one of my friend had actually purchased this for his iPad Pro, and after a year, I think so, he dropped his iPad and the screen got shattered. And as he was having that Apple Care Plus, they just replaced and gave him a new one. But I think so, you can't just keep breaking and they'll replace it. I think so, they'll replace it only twice, if I recall. Just read the terms and conditions. I would say if you keep dropping your phones or something like that, get a good rugged case, man. Because again, if you even take Apple Care and you keep dropping it again and again, breaking your phones, they won't replace it unlimitedly. I think so, there is a limit of 2. Just read the terms and conditions. This is by Hoon. He's saying, if budget isn't a concern, which would you recommend, the iMac 2024 or a Mac Mini with a premium curved monitor? Hoon, I would say it depends. If space is limited in your area, then the iMac will make sense because everything is integrated. But let's say if you have decent desk space or something, I would personally go with the Mac Mini, I would say, because that way I can go with any monitor I want. For example, I'm using a LG 34-inch curved monitor, and the immersive feeling that it gives, no iMac can give to me. And I have the flexibility of using any monitor I want. So by having a Mac Mini, I have a lot more flexibility. With the iMac or something, I'm stuck to that display that you. And personally for me, the iMacs will not work out, because they are now just stuck to 24 inches, and I'm used to 29 inches and 34 inches monitor. So if I were you and I have that desk space, I will go with the combination of a Mac Mini with a very good monitor and whatever peripherals I want. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Apurv. can you please tell me how do you clean your solar panels? Is it necessary to clean them only when the sun is down? Yes, ideally you should not clean your solar panels when the sun is there, because the panels get pretty hot when sun is there, and if you're putting cold water or something, there is chances that the panel can crack. Simple physics. So ideally do it before sunset or after sunset. Before sunrises or after sunset. So, and I actually use a brush. I had purchased this from Amazon. This brush, I'll try to link it in the description. I don't recall the price. It was slightly more on the expensive side, 4,500 or something like that. And it can go up to 12, up to 15 feet. You can extend it, and it has a supply of water within the brushes itself. So I just attach it to a tap, and water flows from the brushes. So that way, the cleaning is very, very easy. I generally do not clean the solar panels. For example, I just cleaned it yesterday, and this is after 6 months, because rains have now completely stopped in Hyderabad. If it is raining, it used to rain every third, fourth day, so I never had to clean. But if it's not raining, then generally I clean it once in every 15 days, 20 days. Summers I have to actually do it because it becomes very dusty. Anyways, this is by Mr. Jaishwal. He's asking, again, this is a Mac mini question, I think so. Is 16 GB of RAM enough, or shall I go for 24 gigabytes of RAM variant on my M4? My work mostly includes regular 4K video editing, sometimes with multiple layers. Jaishwal, I frankly feel 16 gigabytes of RAM is more than enough, because I was using the MacBook Pro M1 Pro that had 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I never had a RAM issues. And generally I edit with multiple, at least 2 4K layers, and sometimes I even add one more. So even 3 layers of 4K that I do, and I never. For example, I'm using the Mac right now, the Mac Mini M4 Pro, which actually comes with 24 gigabytes of RAM. And yesterday I was doing the editing for that XUV 700 video that I was editing, and I had to actually fix a lot of things. Color correction I had to do. I had to use the AI tools for fixing the audios and all those things. So a lot of stuff, but I noticed that still 10 gigabytes of RAM was always free. So unless you're doing extreme crazy stuff, 16 gigabytes is more than enough. In fact, I have edited 4K videos at times on my MacBook Air M1, which just has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, sometimes the beach ball comes a little bit more, but you can do. So 16 gigabytes is more than enough, unless you're doing something very, very heavy and have very, very heavy apps continuously open. So I would say 16 gigabytes is more than enough, because trust me, I had spent 4.5 lakhs in 2017 on an iMac Pro with 32 gigabytes of RAM, and I realized I never actually used above 18-19 gigabytes of RAM. Anyways, moving on to the next one. This is by Shreyans. How long does Garmin watches last lifespan? I'm getting one. Please answer. Shreyans, in our runner group, there is one person whose Garmin is now almost 4.5, it'll be close to 5 years old, and it's still working. But now he's planning to buy a new one, because he feels the new ones have a new interface and all this thing. So easily about 4 or 5 years you can last. These are very rugged watches, so no issues regarding that. And all the battery life is also actually not a day or two, it's 7 to 10 days. So even the battery fall down, let's say initially it was giving you 12 days, now if the battery gives you 8 days, also it's a week between charges. So that way it ages very well. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Ranzi. Your views on Samsung Galaxy Book 4 Core 5 and 7. Is it a good buy for photo and video editing? Also battery runtime. I'm more concerned about Samsung's reliability and after sales service. Recently saw some good offers on Amazon. Ranzi, I don't recall what chipset the new Galaxy Book 4 is using, because Samsung never sent me the review units for the latest model. But again, check if it is having the new Intel chipset. That is that, what was that? Intel Lunar Lake. Then you can definitely go, because I feel Lunar Lake, I'm stressing you, if you're buying a new Windows laptop, Lunar Lake is such a big leap from the earlier Windows based 13 gen or 12 gen. It's a game changer. So if it is using the Lunar Lake, just go for it. If it is not, just wait, hold on. Eventually all these manufacturers will upgrade to Lunar Lake, but that is one game changer of a chip, especially for laptops. Again, watch the review that I posted up on Lunar Lake with the Asus ZenBook, and that is a real game changer, I would say. Frankly, if I were looking for a new Windows based laptop, I would definitely go with a laptop that is having the Intel Lunar Lake chipset. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Tech Cyan. What do you think about the future of under display front cameras? I think so. It's not going to get a huge adoption. This will be like that pop-up camera thing that came up, because still I would say the clarity is not that great for the under display camera. So many vendors are still hesitant to use it as a primary camera. This is by Meet Shah. This is an interesting question. This is AI related questions. As an AI advisor and consultant, I am keen to know your thoughts on how AI is going to change the tech landscape, given most of the current AI features are gimmicky and not relevant for daily use. Meet Shah, yes, for a generic user, I would say everyday user, AI as of now is sort of a gimmick. Yes, we have tools in what do you say while writing, or it can professionally write a friendly one, small things like this it can do. But I feel in the professional world there are some AI tools that are making a big impact. For example, let's talk about in video editing. In Final Cut Pro, there is a feature called voice isolation, okay, that uses AI. If the audio is bad, audio recording is bad with static here and there's noise and other, it automatically fixes. This was simply not possible a couple of days ago. And it has actually helped me in a couple of earlier. If I had that bad quality recording, I had to discard that video, but now it is usable. This is just one of the tools that are again in professional world that are using. For example, while video editing, if you need to do the masking for a moving subject or anything, it used to take hours and hours if it was a moving clip for even 30 seconds. Now with some of the AI tools, for example, DaVinci Resolve has this built in. It just takes 30 seconds to do the same, which used to previously take about an hour. So yes, there are AI tools that are being used, but again, it's not for the general public, but in specialized areas and stuff, it is being used and it is helpful. And right now I feel we are in the AI infancy age, like the internet, what it was in the 1995. Many people thought when the internet came, hey, who's going to use it? What is this stuff? Only geeks will use it and stuff. But now look at what internet has done. It has changed everything. That's the same case with the AI. I think so. As of now, AI in the next 4 or 5 years, it will be evolving, and only after that there'll be some companies or something that will use AI for game-changing products or something. So we are in the baby infancy world of AI as of now, I feel. And certainly in specialized tools and stuff, AI is as of now still making quite a bit of an impact. But yeah, for generic use or something, yeah, chatbots and stuff. Also in programming, I know some of my friends say it is pretty helpful in programming and stuff, also for quick stuff. So yes, it's there, but it is in a very evolving space as of now. I'm pretty sure the next Google or the whatevers will be AI based companies that will provide us new innovative solutions that we haven't even thought of yet. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by the Crusader. Planning to get a Pixel 9 from US. Does international warranty work, or is it better to go with an Indian unit? You can get a Pixel 9, Pixel 9 Pro, etc. from US, and the international warranty is valid in India. I have confirmed this with the Google India official. In fact, I have also tweeted about it and also pasted the screenshot of the email reply that I got. So yes, if you're buying the Pixel 9 from United States internationally, that warranty is applicable in India. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Sahil. I need a new mouse for my workspace. Requirements are multi-device connectivity and good scrolling functionality. Budget is 5K. Any suggestion? Sahil, I don't think so you can get this mouse in 5K. This is the Logitech MX Master 3. This can connect to 3 different devices at the same time. And I think so this is one of the best mouse in the world. I have been actually a MX user for the last 10 years. The first one that I had was known as the MX Master. Then the MX2 came, 2S came, and now finally the MX3. I upgraded to this 3 just about 1.5 years ago. I think so the 3 is still expensive, about 9,000 or something, but definitely around the 5K price point, you can get the Logitech MX Master 2S. I'll leave the link in the description. I saw on Amazon for 5,500, and this works brilliantly, I would say, with 3 devices. And this is one of the best mouse experience that you get. Once you're used to the MX series of mouses, any other mouse that you use feels like you're going in the Stone Age. That good they are. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Vicky. He's asking, the new Chinese mobiles are coming up with high capacity batteries with 6000 plus mAh, and these are comparatively better than the standard lithium ion batteries in terms of long life. Enlighten us about the type of material. Yes, we are seeing, we'll be seeing actually these new types of battery. These, if I recall, are the new silicon carbon batteries, and we will be seeing them in a lot of Chinese flagships. For example, the new Xiaomi, what is that, 15 or 40, whatever they call it, 14 will have that. The Realme 7 Pro Plus has a 6500 milliamp hour battery with silicon carbon, and the big advantage of this one is that though the capacity of the battery, for example, I have the unit of the Realme 7 Pro GT7 Pro, which is having the silicon carbon battery, and when I picked up the phone and I saw, I thought the battery capacity will be just the normal 5000 milliamp hour battery. But I was so surprised to see that the capacity is 6500, and the weight was not that much. So because of this new silicon carbon batteries, though they can pack in a lot more capacity, the weight hasn't increased. So this is a game changer. But as far as I know, only the Chinese vendors as of now, Xiaomi, BBK Group, that is OnePlus, Realme, I'm pretty sure iQOO, etc., will be using this silicon carbon battery. I'm hearing rumors that, I don't know, this is just rumors, the next generation of Apple iPhones, Apple 17, one of the series might use the silicon carbon battery. But yeah, that's a big right move, I would say. Though the capacities have increased, the weight of the device hasn't increased. So it's a game changer in battery technology, I would say. Okay, this is the last question. This is from Aaron. He's asking, what do you feel about the Samsung launching the Z Fold SE for Korea and China only so soon after launching the inferior Z Fold 6 worldwide? Isn't that a slap in the face for those who brought the Z Fold 6 worldwide? In a way, what you're saying is yes, but I feel even the Z Fold SE is not a game changer. I get access to all the latest smartphones, and in terms of foldables, I would say Samsung has fallen back quite a bit. The Vivo Fold was so good. I didn't get access to the new Xiaomi's Fold, but heard pretty good. In fact, Huawei's the Tri-Fold is coming. So I feel I'm actually looking forward towards the Z Fold 7. If Samsung does not do anything radical with the Z Fold 7 series, I think so. Already Samsung's foldables sales have come down. They will fall drastically down. They will no longer be the leaders in foldable because others are like just going ahead and again. And I think so this is a good wake-up call for Samsung. They just can't just keep sleeping again and again and just giving the same product by just modifying it here and there, continue the game, because the game has moved on. And I frankly feel, and Samsung does something different with the Z Folds, and maybe they should have two variants of it, one with an integrated S Pen or something, one even lighter one, pretty slim one without the S Pen, so that they don't have to put a digitizer, etc., but make it really sexy. I just hope that happens. Anyways, guys, that's it for now for this Tech Q&A session. And guys, if you're still not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.